Hey everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. Man, oh man, I hope we can build off of yesterday's amazing run. We're just going to start off with Spin Down Die. Wow, our starting item has been amazing so far this past week. 7 Romeo Yankee Juliet Victor 3-1 X-Ray. Well, we've got Spin Dizzle, and we also have a crazy kind of fro here. I kind of like it. And also, we're starting off with a decent amount of damage. Our tears rate is acceptable at 2.65, slightly lower than our base Isaac stats, which is 2.7, but that's fine. Yeah, good movement speed as well as good shot speed. So good solid start here. And on top of all that, we're starting also with 2 soul hearts and 2 regular red heart containers, which adds up to a total of 4 the last time that I checked. But man, what a banger run that was yesterday. I got to say that for everything, turn on the mic a little bit because I peaked a little bit there. For everything that happened yesterday, it really just goes to show you just how effective Maw of the Void is at taking down pretty much anything in the game. That constant damage that you can get on bosses, all the uptime that you can get on mobs, and the ability to ambush and snipe any mobs in the game where if it gets too hairy or anything like that. Get them before they spawn is what I say, and this is definitely the way. The Maw of the Void is the way to do that in a pretty easy fashion. Now, of course, Spin Dizzle is going to, the Spin Down Die is going to reduce the item ID by 1 of any item pedestal in the game, and so what that means is that it will basically allow you to get items that you shouldn't be getting in a normal scenario. Oh wow, we get a second Spin Down roll here, so let's see what we can do here. So more options is going to turn into the Immaculate Conception and then Cambion Conception. So Cambion Conception is okay. Immaculate Conception is not okay. But I don't think we're going to use it in there. Obviously, I would just rather get options because having 2 items in the item room is extremely powerful, especially when you're talking about a Spin Down Die run. But the likelihood of us getting 15 cents is very, very, very low. Although we do have 2 bombs now, so maybe it went up slightly, I'd say. In poker, we call those outs. Our outs have now gone up slightly with us getting that. We get Spoonbender, which turns into Inner Eye or Sad Onion. Spoonbender's just too good. It's too good to re-roll. Like, yes, I would love to get Inner Eye, and yes, I would love to get Sad Onion, but how can we say no to Spoonbender, you know? And okay, so it's a little bit of a shot in the dark here, but we could theoretically get 10 cents off of the Keeper and the donation machine, and I think we did just barely. Look at that. All right. So options is going to be a big old pickup here. Big. That's big. Again, because we have the Spin Down Die, which means we're going to have 2 item pedestals to re-roll down into 1, or instead of 1. And that just doubles our chances of getting something absolutely nutty here in the early game. And on top of that, just having 2 options to begin with, even if we didn't have Spin Down Die, is extremely powerful. Remember we talked about yesterday about giving ourselves options, giving ourselves ways to win. This is another way to do it. Causing more than 1 item pedestal to spawn in your item room is fantastic. And yes, I will take the tears up. And, wow. Yeah, really, really good start here. We don't need anything, so head on down. Going to last week's question of the episode, coming in from Professor of Cookies. Question of the episode: why would you hesitate to take Shielded Tears? They are a great defense. Well, for that, I say you have to look at the bigger picture. When you're talking about... I'm just going to take Ares here. When you're talking about Shielded Tears, one of the factors that a lot of people don't realize, or a lot of people are just not experienced to understand, is that your tears turn into blocks. And those blocks collide with other blocks that will stop the tear in its track or just cancel it out entirely. And by block, I mean they block shots. And by blocking shots, I mean enemy projectiles or anything that's flying in the air will stop your tiers dead in their tracks. And you can get outgunned if you have shielded tiers and you do not have the appropriate tiers rate to facilitate trying to fight, just going into an all-out, drag-out dogfight of a shootout against an enemy. If an enemy is outpacing your tiers rate and you have shielded tiers, you will not be able to hit them. And of course you're going to hit them, but it's going to lower your shot efficiency drastically. Now, if you have piercing shots, then yeah, shielded tiers is automatic pickup. There's no reason not to take it. But that is the main reason why I do not. Sometimes I don't take shielded tiers, is because of that very reason. Our tiers rate's really bad. We have no way of actually dealing damage to the enemies, just because we're getting outclassed and outgunned in most rooms. So there is a downside to it, but it is a relatively mild downside. But you do have to be aware that your tiers are going to get canceled out entirely by enemy projectiles, and that's not great. A Blighted Ovum here. Blighted Ovum is not one of my favorite bosses to fight on any floor. There we go. And we're going to get an HP upgrade. This one rolls into just more HP, so there's no reason to re-roll that. Spin it down, and we get Guppy's Hairball, which, oh man, Dead Dove would be awesome too. But I am going to take Guppy's Hairball here, as it does stand to be 1 of 3 for Guppy. And let's see what's inside the store, if there's anything worth it in here. It spins down into Broken Modem, which I do not care about. Yeah, I think we'll just go to the next floor. But hey, this is a good problem to have. There's 2 floors in a row now that we've had spin down die and not used it at all. So that must mean that we are getting quality items. The HP upgrade less so, because obviously it's just an HP upgrade, but still, it would have just rolled into more HP. So, and that's totally fine. It's acceptable. You know, we're not going to be able to re-roll into Sacred Heart or Godhead or Brimstone on every single item pedestal, although that would be nice. Really, the big prizes, the big chase cards, if you want to go over the TCG route, whenever you have spin down die, are mostly going to be stuff like the stuff that you can't access normally on any given run without great odds going against you, and beating those odds. You know, items like Death Certificate, items like Archie, items like Genesis. Those kind of premier items that are game-changing, run-ending items in a good way. You know, Sacred Heart, obviously. Dogma is another one that you don't really rarely see. Although Dogma is not really that great of an item, it's still rare. It's so cool to see. And Spin Down Die is the key to all of those items. You know, unless if you get super duper lucky in your runs, you're not going to find those anywhere except if you have Spin Down Die. That opens up a world of possibilities. And then you can also supercharge that world of possibilities by also combining Spin Down with Glitch Crown, which we also don't have, but we could end up finding them. Hoping we had some kind of piercing shots here. If we had Eye of Belial now, Eye of Belial backstabber like we did yesterday. But come on, you gotta love you some Spoonbender. It can get a little cumbersome whenever you're talking about these floating heads in the air, because there are sometimes it hits angles that you don't want it to hit. Like if it wraps around behind a mob, it can inadvertently push them towards Isaac, which is annoying. I'll say at the time of this recording, that tweet that I sent regarding the fan art that you saw of Pant, our dear friend Pant, God bless her. The tweet has gone crazy for my numbers anyway. It's almost like 60,000 views on Twitter, which is, that's not much for most people, but for me, that's like, man, I didn't realize that tweet blew up like that. Definitely one of my most viewed tweets in a while. Hats off to scared host. Scared host. The artist who made that fine piece of artwork. I did feel compelled to warn everybody with the jump scare though. Also, we never found our shop or item room, so I guess we're just gonna go do the boss. Definitely could use a tears upgrade now. The damage upgrade's always good, or a good tier effect. I mean, anything goes well with Spoonbender. Also, where did this spider come from? Did it just materialize, or am I blind? I swear that third spider, that one right there, was not there. Maybe it resurrected by one of the dark matter balls. I don't know. There you go. Down goes Rag Mega. It's gonna be another basic HP upgrade. All right, game. Starting to feel a little hard done now. Not gonna lie. 3 floors now. We haven't given us a solid spin down target yet. Glaucoma is Globadma, and Charm of the Vampire is damage. It doesn't really roll into anything that important, so like we could have gotten the Book of Shadows, but meh, I'd rather have the damage upgrade right now. There's dime sound. We have the coupon, and then we also have Sackhead. Sackhead is actually not terrible to get. I am gonna take Sackhead. I think it's a great item. This is a Hermit card. And I'm not even gonna bother trying to go into the curse room because we all saw what happened with the Curse of the Twos. That just happens. Also, where the hell am I going? Curse of the Twos for Guppy. We're not gonna get Guppy. It's just we do have a chance of getting Guppy, I guess, a better chance than most with spin down. Here, I'll show you how this is such a big waste of time. Huge waste of time. Massive waste of time. Totally not worth it. The game could hear me getting a little too smart for my own good. An absolutely insane night of Pokemon breaks on Friday. If you're not tuning into the Pokemon breaks, I strongly I make the polite suggestion that you should check it out. It's always a great time. Whenever the YouTube Mosh Pit comes over to the Twitch Mosh Pit to watch the watch me play games, and then they're stunned to see me opening up Pokemon cards for everybody. They're always shocked at first, and then they find themselves sticking around more often than not to join in on the fun. Yeah, so I absolutely would have gone the wrong way here. You know what? I don't feel like doing this room, so I'm not gonna. There's a Hermit card. Let's go into... Well, there's a Lucky Penny up there. Well, I traded my bomb for a Lucky Penny. Totally worth it. Hallowed Ground and Eden's Blessing. Now, I don't care about Eden's Blessing in the sense of us getting a extra item on tomorrow's run. But I do care about it enough to get it because it has a natural tears upgrade built in. So, yeah, sign me up for that. Mom's Locket. Yeah, I mean, Mom's Locket can heal our red hearts. It'll heal Isaac for half of... I mean, you just knew I was going to do it. It's never not blindly infuriating whenever stuff like that happens, because Because the game it's purposely set up to take advantage of you not paying attention. That's the thing. That's a conscious design effort by Isaac to do that. Okay, I'm gonna go back and go get the Eden's Blessing now. Probably should have taken this first. But Eden's Blessing is going to give us a nice Tears upgrade, and but more importantly, it's also going to give us a an extra item on tomorrow's run. We'll have to see what it gives us there. Here we go. Oh, we're definitely going to have a full charge for the Devil Deal. If you're wondering where that second heal is coming from, it's from Charm of the Vampire. We have lots of ways of regenerating health, which is actually kind of nice. All right, here comes Old Husky. Unfortunately, because there was no combat in that last room, we are not going to be able to have a spin down here. Unless I can get into the boss trap room. I will have to go back all the way across the map. That was a schmoove and a half. So, Blue Cap is not as good as Horn Photo, so we're going to hold off on that. And there's Abba Dabba Ding Dong, which I'm definitely going to take. And I guess I should feel a little bit of relief that we did not get any, type of we didn't get an item that would have given me, that would have given me a regret for not having a full charge and spin down die. But I do like Torn Photo more, even though technically Blue Cap is a slight by 2/100th of a point slight of a better Tears upgrade than Torn Photo is. Torn Photo actually has shot speed built into it, and I would rather my shot speed and Tears go up rather than my Tears go up slightly more but have a pretty bad shot speed down. That's just me. The boss rush ain't happening, but which is a little unfortunate because it would have been nice with spin down die. That's a lot of opportunity that we're missing there, but pretty much all the choices we had to do in this run, we had to do. So here we go. So we're gonna Torn Photo. We max out there, and we get some shot speed. I'm down for that. If you excuse me for a second, I'm gonna blow my nose, and you may see a brief pause. Okay, I didn't pause the recording. I just was blowing my nose. Blowing my nose. That's one of the. It's a weird being tired reflex. When I get really sleepy, my nose starts running or it gets really stuffy. I don't know why. Surely there's some kind of medical reason behind that. That is the biggest keeper that I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at the size of that thing. That is a kaiju keeper right there. Yeah, don't get hit by that. That's guaranteed -2 hearts per hit there. Oh my gosh, that thing is the size of freaking Super Sloth. Now, I don't want to go into the boss room quite yet because we don't have a full charge and spin down, so there's no real reason for us to be going in here. so I'm not going to. I tried poop a little bit late there to the party, but great that you showed up. At least we know you got the invitation. You could have just ignored it and then been a jerk, and then everyone thinks, oh, he's too cool to join our party. We champion Brownie here. Whoa, Black Brownie, bang to bang. Whoa, Black Brownie, bam to bam. He's a champion Brownie, bam to bam. He's spinning on the tar, bam to bam. Thank you, Brownie, giving us our soul heart back that you so viciously stole from us. And we get another Tears upgrade, which we actually don't need anymore. Because we are capped. However, I am considering re-rolling that for a range upgrade, and that is not something you ever hear me say. I'm considering re-rolling my Tears upgrade for a range upgrade. But the thing is that with range and Spoonbender, it is very, very, very good. So far, people have not been able to find my cat in Mugenics. But there is somebody on the voice cast that sounds very much like me, and I don't know who it is. I honestly do wish that sometimes if you get a cat, whenever you get a new cat in Eugenics, there's a little bit of a display graphic in the backpack screen or whenever you first get them that shows which person you drew. Although there are many celebrities who also did voices for the game that wanted to remain anonymous, which I totally get. And we will never know who those are. And no, I don't know. People seem to think that I have an inside track on like Isaac doings or console releases or anything like that or Eugenics. And the truth is I don't. I really truly do not. I consider Ed a friend. I'm friends with Zombolus. I don't know Tyler very well, so I can't really consider him a friend, but it was cool to do a stream with him. But I don't get any special level of privilege of knowing things. I don't know what's going on in the behind the scenes type deal. I don't know. I'm not part of that club. Blue map could turn into Twinkie Twinkie, which we're gonna take. Grab another full charge here before we re-roll again. There's the compass. Now, it's with car battery, it's tricky because sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. There are times when you wouldn't necessarily want to double roll your spin down die. We get Twinkie Twinkie and the compass as well, which is a great pickup, no matter how you shake it. And half a penny would be nice here, and we got it. Look at that. Akodama, yeah. Neither one of these turns into anything for a while, so. And I think we are going to use spin down die to just get that range upgrade from the boss. And that might be a little bit of a weird use, but we don't need the tears is the thing. We could still take the tears if we think that we're going to be able to break the cap, but right now I'd rather have range and just not overthink it. All right. We got ourselves a hermit card. Hermit card's over there. I think what I'm going to do is we go into the curse room because we're still looking for Guppy, by the way. And then we'll use the hermit card to go across the map and save ourselves the time. 2020 is going to basically double our shot, and it does give us a pretty big damage down, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. You can leave the mini charge there just in case. There's a charge beggar there. There's a double tinted rock in that room too. I just saw. There's a stacked room up there. And I say, how in the world did you see that so quickly? Brother, sister, I just see them. There it is right there. They stick out to me like a sore thumb. I don't know what to tell you. It's not something you can teach. You just have to play the game. You gotta You know, I know that the secret room's over here, for example. Well, actually, I don't. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't. That's a high percentage wall. Yeah, it's not there. Really? Wow, lots of soul hearts. I know I said I was going to use the hermit card, but we didn't go in the item room. And the random teleport might help us in the chest. Oh my gosh, again? Wow, 2 runs in a row. I'm recording this on a different day. The game has been closed for overnight. Because I'm recording this on Valentine's Day. Wow. Cricket's head again. Happy days. Massive damage up. That turns into, ooh, Stigmata. Bob's Curse, but there's not enough there. Well, no, I guess there is technically a chance for us to get more rerolls out of this because of that mini charge as well as the charge beggar. Need more money though. And it's a super greed fight. It was inside the super secret room since we're here. All right. Missed boss rush by about 2.5 minutes, 3.5 minutes, even worse. There we go. Down goes Mama. And Maiku's power turns to the wafer. Yes, I will take the wafer. Wafer is actually huge. Let's go. And we're just going to get even more damage courtesy of the negative. Now the wafer is going to run. It's going to round down all damage down to a half heart. So theoretically, we should never be able to take more damage than 1 full heart of damage. But I do love the wafer just because of just how powerful it is. It essentially doubles your HP. You get 1 soul heart in late game. You have to be hit you have to be hit twice per soul heart in order for the game to completely exhaust that. And then by that point, hopefully you're strong enough to where you just don't even care about HP. But not always. Walked right into it. Ooh, we got double gate. Yep. The box turns into Jesus Juice, which would be nice. You get Mega Blast and Dark Arts, which Mega Blast is fine, but it's not get rid of spin down fine, you know? And yes, I will re-roll spin down into Jesus Juice, gives us nice damage up, nice range up. We'll head on down. All right. We can go investigate what this dice room is here, but it's probably not going to be anything I care about unless it's a 5 room. It's a big nub as well. Brother. What are we doing here, game? Thank you. saying it's 11.7 damage now is quite exceptional. Definitely not the highest damage we've ever seen, but it's very high. I don't think we'll be doing that. 6 room would give you the D100 roll, which will shuffle all your stats, including your HP. Now again, because we essentially have double HP, we can go into curse rooms if we want to, late game curse rooms, and not have to care. I mean, yes, it does still cost HP, but it's costing far less than it normally would. We get a Bone Heart, which is actually huge for the wafer as well. The double tinted rock here, this is going to be more annoying than the other one because we have this spinning block here. There we go. That's more yabbies. Yabbies. Okay, mini charge in there as well. Wow. Another 2 keys for 1 chest. Apparently getting full mapping would help our times anyway. Super Zika rooms this time around have not been all that it's cracked up to be here. And man, thank God we got past that mom's heart. Whew. I don't know what we would have done with ourselves. So many dice rooms as well, but my prediction was correct. We did not see any more guppy items. And much to no one's surprise, that at least saved us the effort of going through some secret door or some curse rooms, not all of them. Hopefully everyone had a fantastic Valentine's Day. I spent mine celebrating my Twitch anniversary of 12 years and counting, which I got my partnership with Twitch on February 14th, 2012, maybe? Well, actually, no, that wasn't my partner anniversary. That was in 2014. That's when my partner anniversary was. Now, my actual anniversary on Twitch, I don't know the exact date. Seems like so long ago. I still have a clip of when I first got my partnership. The first person I talked to was Frag. It was Lethal Frag. And I was so excited and so happy. Tell him I got partnership. That was before Twitch had any of the weird like requirements for Partner Plus. All right, Hermit Card. Let's see if you're all that you were worth here for us to hold on to you. Guppy's Eye turns into Binge Eater. We get Juice's Shadow, but that turns into Eve's Mascara. Oh my gosh. Binge Eater and Eve's Mascara. Yeah, that's a boatload of damage right there. Now we've absolutely nuked our. Okay. Thank you, Hermit Card. We've nuked our shot speed, but when you have When you have tiers this powerful, you don't really care about shot speed that much at this point. You do, but you don't. The game is just determined to make me eat my words these last couple of days. Haha, you said you weren't gonna get guppy, but now you have it. How do you feel? I feel upset, game. You could have just done it at the beginning instead of waiting until the final level here. Dirty Mind, which turns into Intruder. You know those attack flies are hitting hard. Yeah, just look at the chunkage there on Mega Fatty. Lord, aren't you supposed to turn it? Oh, forget me now. Huh, interesting. Okay, just gonna do this room again. Yeah, it's an instant kill on Haunt. Even on Pink Haunt, she bit the dust. There goes all the rooms of Super Wrath here, so very good run, very solid run. It's honestly a little bit of a. It's disappointing in the spectacle way, because we had Spin Down Die here and we didn't really get anything crazy out of it. But it certainly helped. I mean, Spin Down Die will only help you, just like most of the dice runs, dice items. Not all of them, of course. D8. I'm looking at you, but most will just benefit you in some way, shape, or form. Certainly, D6 is nothing to sneeze at. Yep, and down he goes. I think we're good on a victory lap. Nah, let's do a victory lap. We haven't done one in a while. Second seed is going to be Whiskey Hotel 8 Zulu Tango Victor 7 Whiskey. And the game does not like, or the computer does not like it whenever we do a victory lap for some odd reason. Series Liquid, and oh my goodness. Well, you know what we're going for. We need 2 full charges here to get rock bottom. No. Will we have enough on this floor to get a full charge? No. Not even close. Yeah, there's no way we get rock bottom unless there's a random charge beggar that shows up somewhere. Come on. I think we're gonna get screwed out of here. I should say that even if we had car battery, we still would not have made it. What the heck is our... Where's our secret room at? It's over here? Yep. Well, it was a nice thought. Oh, come on, Magic Mush 2. The game is just messing with us now. We fade rock bottom. We fade Magic Mush not because we saw the item, but because we couldn't see the item to re-roll into. Oh, apparently there's a fire there. There we go. The mishap. I would love to get the treasure map as well. So you already have the compass, so treasure map compass goes very, very, very well With pretty much any and every secret every given build. I don't know which secret I'm talking about. Ooh, Hive Mind is huge here. Again, no full charge. Nice. Well-placed explosive champion there. And Gurglings, you are not long for this world here. Down they go. We do get a full charge on the spin down. And Damocles turns into Turdy Touch. And Incubus turns into 8.5. Or the 8-inch nails. We're going to take Incubus because, obviously. Yeah, I mean, you gotta. And then that gives us just enough power to go back and reroll the item pedestal in the item room, which will give us the treasure map. Also known as mapping. Now we have full mapping. Well, close to full mapping anyway. It's close, but not there quite yet because full mapping would assume that we could see the entire map always, including the secret rooms. Whereas with what we have here, we can see most of them in the secret room, but we can't see anything else. There's a darkness. I mean, we're going to do such ridiculous damage here with the Hive Mind, with Cricket's head. Hive Mind just sends it over the moon. And we get Death Certificate now. Oh my gosh. Another Death Certificate in a week's time is unheard of. There's another additional full charge should we need it. Now the question is, what do we take with Death's List? Well, let's go mollywop the boss real fast. Yeah, Chad, C-Dizzle, you're not gonna know what hit you. Oh my gosh. There's Eye of Belial as well. It could turn into Parasitoid. Abyss turns into nothing. We've already established that. But I am going to take Eye of Belial here. Just having the piercing shots with what we've got is truly astounding. We'll take C-Dizzle as well. And we've got Death Certificate here. So now the question becomes, what do we use it on? I cannot believe that we got another Death Certificate here. The Magic Mush is right there. But I'm thinking outside the box here. I want something that's going to change everything about the run, not just one thing. And there's one item in particular that I'm thinking of that will make our stats work in multiple different ways. There it is. So we get Death Certificate, and then we get freaking Libra. What's that going to do to our damage, you say? Well, you're about to find out here, because we are going to trash this level. Yeah, and that's with Incubus, obviously. You mean, yeah, there's nothing down the chain of command there that I can see for a solid. Oh my gosh, that's Small Fly was moving, man. Of course, the wafer is obviously a big influence on whether or not we're going to go far in this run or not. Magic Fingers is good. It's a fun item. It's like we said yesterday. Do you want to have fun or do you want to win? Yeah, good luck, Husky. Yeah, he's dead. That was, I think, less than a second. Yeah, we really don't need these. We could use a little bit of health regen. So if you want to give us some health game, I'm not going to stop you. I mean, we do have the wafer, but that can only mitigate. That can only mitigate so much. Yeah, we need more like stuff like that. Just give us regular chests that has soul hearts in it. You can even charge us a key. That's fine. There we go. Don't really need money anymore right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That is just more. The stats are getting goofy now. Like we're getting just ridiculous changes to our stats just because of Libra. Thanks to Libra, I should say. It's not like it's a bad thing. So if we want to have a full charge before going into the devil deal, the possible devil deal, we need to go in there now and get absolutely no combat at all because the game wants to see us go all the way back to the top. All right. All right. I don't think did we find a full card? We may not be able to get out of here. Well, even if we have to do the boss rush, we're still strong enough to easily handle it. A Yara rune. Okay. That's interesting. We didn't see one because we're not on depths 2. Big ball of bandages. And Curse of the Lost. Immediately, right after getting mapping. You dumpy, Midas touch. Both of these are fine. I don't think we need to use a reroll here. We'll go for Dumpy. Dumpy can sometimes make big time plays. Sometimes. Restock turns into Host Hat, which wouldn't be too bad. It also turns into Deadeye. Oh man. Unfortunately, we don't have enough charges. We really don't. And yes, we could. Well, I could use the Arrow Rune. I could use the Yarrow Rune now. Nah, let's save it. Let's save it for the chest. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a shellacking. Good Quince. Neighboring Bug. Wow, these are... Yeah, none of those are good enough. I'm sorry, game. Look, you got to give me something to work with there. Those are doo-doo items, especially for a boss rush, which is normally covered with doo-doo, but not in this sense. Not in the literal sense, of course. Metaphorical doo-doo. So I want to know how crazy do you guys get with Valentine's Day? I've had girlfriends who it's the best day on earth for them and they love getting spoiled and all that kind of good stuff. And then there are others. Okay, now we can take Magus power. And there are others that are just kind of it's just another day. Which category do you fall under? Because I'd love to know. For me personally, if I'm with somebody, I definitely enjoy Valentine's Day. It feels good to give gifts and make somebody happy. Like I think that's peak right there, as the kids say. I like making people happy. And we can luckily bypass that big old Tetris room up there. And it's good to know that we have plenty of level to explore here if we need another full charge. On Spin Dizzle. Great block there by look at that. So that was a Mimic Chest and Guppy's Eye lying to us. There we go. Dude, we've had a lot of repeat rooms. I don't know what's going on with that. But pretty much every single room is going to be made irrelevant just because of our insane damage that we've got going here. Mechanic Bible, First Maze, and I think you know what I'm gonna do with this Sierra rune here. Again, especially with having spin down die. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get all the items I can with a reroll. Get a Joker. That's not something you see every day. And this turns into the movement speed, which we don't need. Yeah, there's Guppy's Eye. Just a pair would be nice, but Binge Eater. We could take both. We could take both. Binge Eater's just an all stats up with Libra. Wow. Now that is some kind of upgrade right there. Your might be here, but I doubt it. Wasn't really paying attention. Isaac just getting swarmed on by Crown of Light. And Cricket's body, Cricket's head, which really kind of changed the dynamic of this run. And then it was the death certificate. Really, again, spin down, just showing you it's the avenue to everything that you want. So there's the Yara. Okay. Lots of dog food here, game. Thanks, Sci-Fly. We haven't seen you in a while. We'll take Blood of the Martyr. There is an R key here. Ooh, man. We don't have a full charge. Oh, God. It's like it's just a wave of death for the enemies here. Oh, wait, we didn't get it. Oh, it was because of the Binge Eater. Man, I wish we had rock bottom, man. Yeah, there's one of the downsides. You got to be careful with Binge Eater. It can and will screw you up pretty badly. Now we can get, because it rotates the pedestals. And I'm gonna try to get the rest of our 9 lives. Definitely take that. There we go. There's a virus, which turns into magic mush. Man, oh man. Look at this. Look at this damage. We might be getting into... We're dangerously close to new territory because this is crazy. Look at the spread on these shots. And that's just more... That is just more things that we can just swarm any enemy with. All right, let's see if we can suss out Delirium here. He's either going to be top left or top right. That's it. That's the only 2 places that Delirium can spawn that isn't touching another boss room. So for ease of access, I'm going to go up here to the northwest first, but I'm not anticipating seeing Delirium up here. Binge Eater. And once again, Delirium is just going to find himself getting swarmed. I am impressed that we went to Delirium right away. That is good. What a run, though. If you made it this far, everybody, hopefully you're enjoying what you see here. And if you are, make sure you click the like button and comment down below. It's the best way to support my channel. And if you really, really like me, then kindly consider dropping a subscription here. And going a step beyond, you can join the Discord, of course, if you become a paid member here on the YouTube Mosh Pit or on Twitch or on Patreon. Either way, I just want to say thank you all very much. I hope you had a fantastic start to your brand new week here. We have no meme of the day because I'm still waiting for more memes to come in. There's a lot of Mugenics screenshots and stuff right now, but we are starved for Isaac memes. So make sure if you want to make your own, now's the good time. Put it in the Discord, put it on the subreddit, and thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to patrons of mine like Mason Haggerty, Marcus, Relat01, Dingle Bungus, and Biggie J Man. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.